Hey guys, and welcome back again. 1908, we have the 1908 Highlanders again. I think when we last featured them 2 days ago, I was talking about how I am not a huge fan of playing with this Highlanders team, and we get to play with them again. So that's what happens. They're 2.5 games out of first. The Red Sox beat them here. That'll push the Highlanders a little bit over 3 games out of first, assuming that the Athletics actually win a game. And if that happens, maybe we'll get to the point where we can finally sort of put them aside and focus on some of the other teams that are a little bit more enjoyable. Harry Niles up there. I'm not quite sure what it is about this team that I'm just not, so enamored with. But for whatever reason, this team kind of drives me nuts. Harry Niles rolls a 61 for a 13 and strikes out 1 away. Willie Keeler up there now, and Keeler rolls a 26 for a 27. It's a ground ball over to third base, and Lord has that, throws to first, 2 away, and it's Charlie Hemphill now. Hemphill rolls a 63 for a 31. Fly ball over to center field. Sullivan has that. We'll go to the bottom of the first. And here is Doc Gessler for Boston. Gessler rolls a 13 for a 14. That's going to be a walk-off of Jack Chesbro. Chesbro 2 for 2 this season. Not quite as good as that infamous 1904 season he had. 2.25 ERA, 255 batted against average. And here's Bob Unglaub. Unglaub rolls a 41 for a 28. Ground ball over to shortstop. It's Ball who has that. Throws to first. Gessler moves up to second. 1 away. Amby McConnell comes up there now. McConnell hitting 274. Rolls a 26 for a 27. And that's a ground ball over to third. And it's Conroy who has that. Goes on to first. 2 gone. Here's Heine Wagner. Heine Wagner probably one of the best hitters on the Red Sox, but just not hitting that well so far. And he rolls an 11 for a 0. So whenever I say that, they always prove me wrong. Next one is a 41. There we go, for an 8, and that'll be a single over second base. The runner tries to score, and he's going to get thrown out, unfortunately, for the Red Sox, and we go to the top of the second inning. So some excitement here already. Red Sox miss a chance to score in the bottom of the first, and here is Neil Ball for you. Neil Ball rolls a 14 for a 43. Fly ball to left field. Kravitz has that for the out. 1 away. Jake Stahl now rolls a 63 for a 31. That's a fly to center field. Sullivan has it. 2 gone. Hal Chase rolls a 54 for a 45. Fly ball over to right, and Gessler has that one. So the Highlanders hit the ball a little bit over to the outfield, but nothing doing. And we go to the bottom of the second. It's Gabby Kravitz. He rolls a 63 for a 31. Fly ball to the centers. Hemphill's got that. 1 away. Harry Lord now rolls a 41 for a 28. It's a ground ball over to shortstop. Ball has that. Throws to first. 2 away, and it's Lou Krieger. Lou rolls an 11 for a 7. That'll be a single to right off of Chesbro, and hit number 2 off of him. Bringing up Denny Sullivan, hitting 221. Not too bad for the number 8 hitter. Denny rolls a 23 for a 32. It's a fly ball over to center. Hemphill has that for the out. We go to the top of the third. Classic 1908 action, and it's Red Kleinow. Red rolls a, let's see. So 45 for a 14, and so he'll be walked. Cy Morgan has 15 walks now in the season, and that definitely is his weakness. Kleinow, the catcher, I don't suppose is quite fast enough for hit and run, and he's not, and so that'll bring up Whit Conroy here with the runner on at first base, and he'll just hit away. And the roll is a 41 for a 28. That's going to be a ground ball over to the shortstop. Wagner throws over to second base McConnell, and they get the lead runner. 1 out now, and Conroy's on at first, and here's Jack Chesbro. He could hit and run, but I don't know if we want to try that with Chesbro. I think we're going to bunt instead. Look at all those 13s on that card. Rolls a 51 for a 23, and that's the wrong thing to have happen. Pop-up bunt over to Morgan, who then grabs it and then throws over to Unglaub at first for the double play. And we go to the bottom of the third inning, and here is Cy Morgan for the Red Sox after making that big play. They always say after the guy makes a great play in the field, you see him lead off the next inning. We've seen that a lot here in this project. You notice it every time. Morgan rolls a 66 for a 0. Here's that second column, and there it is, a 63 for a 7, and that's a single to right field, hit number 3 off of Chesbro. Nobody out, brings up Doc Gessler. Morgan is fast, and he does not have an 11, however, and that's the thing that counts. So we will go ahead, just swing away. And it's a 64 for a 40, changed to 36. That's going to be a wild pitch on Chesbro. Allows Morgan to move over to second base. Gessler is still up there. Hitting 354. Has driven in 8 runs so far in the young season, 20 games in. Rolls again. It's a 32 for a 26. Ground ball over to second base. Niles has it. Throws to first. Morgan moves up to third, so it's a productive out. 1 away. Bob Unglaub up there, and they're going to pull the infield in. And the rule here is a 55 for a 7, and that's a single to left field. That'll score the runner. 1-0 Red Sox early on. Amby McConnell up now with the runner on at first. One away, bottom of the third. And he rolls a 55 for an 8. That's going to be another single, this time to left center field. Unglaub moves up to second and holds there. And so runners on at first and second for the Red Sox. Heine Wagner up there, and they are in business. Jack Chesbro having a hard time with it, and the next roll is a 22 for an 8. That's going to be a single over short. That'll score 1. McConnell goes over to second. It's 2-0 now, Boston. And here comes Gabby Cravath. Gabby Cravath up there now, runners on at first and second. Boston finally breaking through this inning, bottom of the third. The roll's a 46 for a 29. It's a ground ball back to Chesbro. His only plays at first, and both runners move up as both are fast. 2 gone, and here is Harry Lord. Lord rolls a 46 for a 29. Always have to look and make sure, and that's a comeback over to Chesbro, who has it, throws to first for the out with 2 outs. That'll do it for that threat, but it's 2 runs for the Red Sox in the inning. 2-0, they have the lead. And we go to the top of the fourth. Here's Harry Niles. Harry rolls a 66 for a 0, and next rolls a 22 for a 1, and that's a home run over the right field fence, and that'll make this a 2-1 ball game. This is another one of those classic Red Sox-Yankees affairs, isn't it? You know that they're going to come back right away. Wee Willie Keeler now. Sorry about that. Wee Willie Keeler rolls a 24 for a 13 and strikes out. Morgan picks it up. Second strikeout of the game. 1 away for Charlie Hemphill. Charlie rolls a 21 for a 30. It's a fly ball to left. Cravath is there for the out. 2 gone. And here is Neil Ball, and he rolls a 25 for an 11. There's a single and then a stolen base right afterwards. Runner on at second now for New York. 2 outs, top of the fourth. Jake Stahl rolls a 16 for a 28. That's a ground ball to short. Wagner has it, goes to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the fourth together. Lou Krieger leads this off for Boston. Number 7 hitter, hitting 225. Rolls a 31 for a 36, changed to 40. It's a foul ball. Roll that one again. It's a 25 for a 9. That's a pop-up over to the left side, and it will be Conroy grabbing that for the out. 1 away. Denny Sullivan now is up there, and he rolls a 25 for a 10. That's a base hit for Sullivan off of Chesbro, hit number 7. That brings up Cy Morgan. Morgan, of course, is fast and was on last time. We'll have him bunt here, try to get Sullivan into scoring position. And he had a single, by the way, last time. I think it's his first hit of his season. Morgan rolls a 53 for a 21, and that's going to be a bunt over to Chesbro. Chesbro's side, the first base side, and he runs over and tags Morgan despite Morgan's speed. So Sullivan makes it to second, 2 away. And here's Doc Gessler. Bottom of the fourth, 2-1 still. And the roll's a 15 for an 11. That's a single that will score the run. Gessler then makes it up to second base after on the stolen base. Goes along with the 11. It's now a 3-1 ball game, and here's Bob Unglaub. He rolls a 62 for a 12, and that's a strikeout, and we'll go to the top of the fifth. So 3-1 now Boston, as they maintain their advantage, and here comes Hal Chase. Hal Chase is one of the reasons why I don't particularly like playing with the 1908 Highlanders. He rolls a 15 for an 11. It's a base hit for him, and he's still second, so I'm guessing he didn't have any money against him stealing second in this one. Here's Red Kleinow. And he rolls a 66 for a 0, and this is going to be a close game, isn't it? 53 then for a 6, and here's a little possible home run. First roll is a 16. Next one is almost guaranteed to turn into a home run, and it does. It's a 22 within the range. That is a home run over the center field fence for Red Kleinow, making this a 3-3 ball game. And that's a big way to turn it around. Here is now Whit Conroy, top of the fifth inning, 3-3 the score. Highlanders have been out-hit, they've been out-pitched, and they have tied the game 3-3. Whit rolls a 36 for a 33. It's a pop-up over to second base. It's, where is he? McConnell, who grabs that for the out, 1 away. Jack Chesbro up there now, rolls a 66 for a 0. Chesbro was 0 for 1 with that awful double play. The second rolls a 61 for a 6. That's a double for him off of Morgan. That'll bring up Harry Niles now. Runner on at second base. Niles, man, hitting 365, 12 runs batted in, 5 home runs so far this season. He's hit 5 home runs this season in 1908. What is going on? And Niles rolls a 55 for a 9. That's going to be a single that will score the run, but he is then caught stealing, and that means there's 2 outs now, and up comes Wee Willie Keeler. 4-3 now Highlanders. Man, this Harry Niles, who is this guy? Wee Willie Keeler up there now rolls a 46 for a 29. That's a comebacker over to Morgan, who makes the play and throws on to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning now. Highlanders in the lead 4-3. Here's Amby McConnell. Amby rolls a 23 for a 32. Fly ball to right field. Keeler has that for the out, 1 away. Heine Wagner now up. rolls a 61 for a 13, and that's a strikeout. 2 gone. It's Gabby Kravitz. And he rolls a 56 for a 13. Yet another strikeout for Chesbro, and we go to the top of the 6th quickly. 4-3 Highlanders now. Here's Charlie Hemphill. Charlie rolls a 25 for an 11. It'll be a single, then a stolen base. That brings up Neil Ball, and they're going to swing away, I think, with Ball instead of bunting. And he rolls a 53 for a 19. He's hit by the pitch. That brings up Jake Stahl, and Stahl also formidable hitter. Morgan is starting to have some problems here for the Red Sox. He'll stay in the game for the time being. Rolls a 46 for a 32. Fly ball to right field. Gessler has that for the out. 1 away. Nobody moves up. And here is Hal Chase. And he rolls a 42 for a 13. That's a strikeout number 3 for Morgan. 2 away. And it's Red Kleinow. Morgan with that W has only walked 1 so far. It might be jinxing him, though. Rolls a 35 for a 22, changed to 19, and that's going to be an error on the third baseman, Lord, and that's a costly error as the runners move 2 bases. Ball ends up at third, Kleinow at first. That makes this a 5-3 ball game. It must have been an overthrow or something. Conroy now up there. First and third are the runners, 2 away, top of the 6th. And he rolls a 24 for a 13 and strikes out. So Morgan's able to get out of it. We go to the bottom of the 6th, but 1 run does come in. It's 5-3. Here's Harry Lord for Boston, and he rolls a 43 for a 29. Comebacker over to Chesbro, throws to first, 1 away. Lou Krieger up there, rolls a 43 for a 29. Same result. Comebacker to Chesbro, goes on to first, 2 gone, and it's Denny Sullivan. He rolls a 22 for an 8. That'll be a single to left center field, and that brings up Cy Morgan. So the Red Sox get the base hit, but it's at the wrong part of the lineup. Here's Morgan, who has 1 hit all season. That was in earlier on in this game. And he rolls a 65 for a 35, and here's the little E roll. 22 is in the range. That'll be changed to an 18, and that's going to be an error on the shortstop Ball. Morgan reaches first, and then Sullivan's over at third. Up comes Doc Gessler with 2 outs. We're not going to do anything fancy. We'll just have him swing away. And the roll is a 64 for a 40, changed to 39, and that means that Morgan steals second. Pitcher, Cy Morgan steals second. I really wonder if he ever did that in real life. How about that? Doc Gessler's still up there. Runners on second and third now. And the roll is an 11 for a 0. And the next roll is a 22 for a 2. That's going to be a triple to left field. That one gets there between Stahl and Hemphill, goes all the way to the wall. Gessler is over and finally reaches third, really huffing and puffing. 2-run score. It's 5-5. And here is Bob Unglau. 5-5. What a game this is. Unglau rolls a 35 for a 9, and that's going to be a fly ball to center field. Hemphill has it for the out, and that does it. We go to the top of the 7th. And what was I doing at the beginning of this broadcast? I'm moaning and groaning about having to play with the New York Highlanders, and they give me a game like this. Jack Chesbro rolls a 51 for a 23. That's changed to 36. That'll be a ball. Not a walk. That would be the odd numbers. Next rolls a 26 for a 13. It's a strikeout for Morgan. He has 5 strikeouts today. 1 away. Harry Niles now. Man, Niles, a great game today. 2 for 3 at the home run. And scored the run, of course, drove himself in. Drove in another one with a single, too. Rolls a 44 for an 8. That's a single again, and then he's caught trying to steal. Second time he's caught stealing today. 2 away, and here's Willie Keeler. Keeler rolls a 31 for a 9. That's a pop-up to the left side, and third baseman Lord is there for the out, and we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. So fasten your seatbelts as we're going into the business end of this one. Here is Amby McConnell. Rolls a 53 for an 18. That's changed to 19. That's going to be an error on the third baseman, Conroy. McConnell makes it to first. That brings up Heine Wagner. Now, McConnell does have 11, yes, so we're going to hit and run. Rolls a 62 for a 12, and that's where you want to hit and run. You get out of the double play. Ground ball over to Niles, who throws to first for the out. McConnell moves up to second. You either bunt or you hit and run there. Either way, you want to stay out of the double play. 1 away, runner on second. Gabby Kravitz now. Rolls a 24 for a 13 and strikes out. This number 4 collected by Chesbro. Took him a while to get his first. 2 outs. Here's Harry Lord. And he rolls a 65 for a 35. Here's a little E-roll. It's a 25 just missing the range, so it's a pop-up over to the third baseman Conroy for the out. We go to the top of the 8th. 5-5 still in what is a very exciting one, and it's Charlie Hemphill to lead this off for the Highlanders. He rolls a 14 for a 43, fly ball to left field, and Kravitz is there for the out. 1 away. Neil Ball now. He rolls a 51 for a 9. It's a pop-up over to the left side again. Conroy's got it for the out. 2 gone. And it's Jake Stahl. Jake Stahl here rolls a 55 for a 9. Pop-up over to the left side. And whose team is this? It's Lord who has that for the out. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Lou Krieger up there for the Red Sox. What a game this one is. And Krieger rolls a 21 for a 30. That's a fly ball to left. Stahl has that for the out. One gone. Denny Sullivan now rolls a 13 for a 40, and that will be a foul. One strike on him, and he rolls a 51 for a 9. Pop-up over left side, and Conroy has that, the third baseman, for the out. 2 away. And here's Cy Morgan. This is that question. What do you do in this situation? We leave him in. Morgan rolls a 51 for a 13 and strikes out, and so we go to the top of the 9th. It's Hal Chase up there, and what happens if this guy wins the game? Hitting 227, awful on base percentage, 244. He rolls a 55 for an 8, and there's a single. So as usual, they hear what I say, and when I disparage them, then they come back. He's got a lot of 11s. He's going to hit and run. Red Kleinau's up, and he rolls a 42 for a 32. Fly ball over to Gessler in right field for the out, 1 away, and that'll bring up Wood Conroy. They're going to hit and run once again. And the roll is a 51 for a 9. That's going to be a ground ball over to short. Wagner throws to first. Chase moves up to second. 2 away. Jack Chesbro's up here, and we have this option again, and we're going to leave Chesbro in this ball game. This is kind of a controversial decision. At the time, I don't think it would be. And the roll for Chesbro, 14 for a 43. Fly ball over to center. Sullivan has that for the out. We go to the bottom of the 9th. And now the Red Sox have every chance to win this one. Doc Gessler, the first batter. Bottom of the 9th inning, he rolls a 33 for a 0. Next rolls a 64 for a 2. Man, oh man, that's a triple. That is a triple for Gessler, and that is a big play. We don't have any sponsorships, of course, on this channel, but if we did, that would be your play of the game. Whoever wants to sponsor that one, let me know. And so Gessler hits the big triple. Does Chesbro stay in, or do you get a relief pitcher? Unglaub comes up. Let's take a look at that pitching situation. So we know, if you paid some attention a couple days ago, we know that in 1908 they would do sort of platoon-based substitutions. We're not going to do it here because it doesn't really matter that much, but it can help to bring somebody else in since Chesbro is about to become a D. Thinking about Doc Newton, I think he may be the one to bring in. And so we're going to do it. We're going to go to the pen. Doc Newton comes in. Gessler's on a third, and Unglaub is up. Question is, do you bunt or not? Gessler is slow, and this is the other thing that we can do here. Let's take a look and just check and see if anybody fast. Yeah, Jim McHale is pretty fast, or Jack Thoney. I like the idea of putting McHale in there as a pinch runner, so McHale will pinch run. So we have a bunch of changes here. McHale ends up going over to third base as the pinch runner. Bob Unglaub will be the hitter, hitting 300 this season, 317 on base percentage. Infield will come in, but Unglaub is not going to bunt. He's going to swing away. We're going to buck the trend because I think that's the right call here. I don't see any reason to bunt. And the roll is a 64 for a 13, and Newton gets the strikeout. So there's 1 away. Newton gets the strikeout after coming in, and that will bring up Amby McConnell. There we go. I bet you never, ever would have guessed that 1908 game between the Red Sox and the Highlanders would be just like all the other Red Sox-Yankees classics. This is a great one. Infield comes in again for Amby McConnell. Runner's still on third base. All he has to do is hit one out of the infield, and this game's over. McHale is fast. And the roll's a 44 for a 7, and that's a single to left field. That'll score the runner as my dog gets excited about the dogs outside. McConnell does it. McConnell wins this ball game. Wins it with the final score 6-5 in favor of the Red Sox. And this was an amazing, amazing game. This was a much better game than I was expecting it to be. Red Sox win this one, 6 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, 2 errors for the Highlanders. They get 5 runs on 9 hits. And, of course, they got that big home run from Niles. Hope you enjoyed this one. This had a little bit of everything in it. That was amazing. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.